make you feel better.
Let's get it.
I was unfaithful a few times and ended up mothering children from those men on my husband.
So you were married to your husband, but you were having children with other men.
I was. And he raised them as his own and knew them to be his own until the divorce.
Did you premeditate this, or just all of a sudden you found out you were pregnant by somebody you were cheating with?
Oh, no, it was definitely not premeditated, but we weren't using protection.
So it was premeditated.
I didn't say, like, I'm going to have sex with this man to have a baby, you know? But I mean, I guess there was nothing done to prevent it. And the first man that I had the affair with is now my boyfriend, the father of my first child, my son. And he was my husband's assistant manager at the time.
This gets messy.
Dog.
It's very, it's
Yo,
very messy.
man.
So my ex-husband brought him onto the team where he was working. And my ex-husband always made his assistant managers like his best friend. So he started bringing this guy around, and I made the first move, of course. And I feel like I just sensed his kindness. I mean, still to this day, this man that I'm with is the kindest, most patient man I've ever met. So I think I felt that kindness from him, which I wasn't getting from my husband at the time.
I'm trying to figure out why she thinks this new guy is so kind when he was betraying his best friend. He's the nice guy. That's the guy who you think is being the nice guy. Let's hear the justification for this shit. This is wild. By the way, man, to you men who like bring your friends around your woman, you know, having her be part of the guys. I've talked about this a lot in other videos. Your woman is your woman first, not part of the guys, not part of the homies. Drink the coffee. Let's keep listening.
So I don't even know.
Let me say this. It doesn't mean she can't hang out with your male friends and you guys can't do things like that. But I'm purposefully saying this type of situation of bringing men around your woman all the time on a consistent basis, and she's, you know, one of the dudes, and it just doesn't work out well, man. It just doesn't.
How it started beyond me just touching his hand when we were smoking joints. But one day he came over my house without my ex-husband there, and you know what happened next. And we only saw each other once a week to do this because of how my schedule, my ex-husband's schedule, and his schedule matched up.
She wanted more.
Every Wednesday, I saw him. We had sex. He watched me get ready for work, and then he'd go work for my ex-husband.
This is the nice guy. This is the most kind man she's ever run into. Comes to your house, bro, where your wife is at, beats her cheeks down, lays in your bed, drinking some tea. Maybe, nah, he's drinking some tea. While she's getting ready for work, you in your bedroom, bro. I need more buttons for this shit.
You think you're better than everybody in a coffee shop?
Insane. The pain. The pain.
Yeah. So that's how that one started. And again, I mean, my son is just the best human ever. So I don't regret it. And I'm with him now. And he's just my absolute soulmate.
I don't regret it.
I haven't cheated on him. But the second affair, the man is the father of my daughter, he actually worked with me this time.
The second
He was
affair.
my maintenance guy at my leasing job. And again, just another kind man who was nice to me.
What? All these kind men coming through to clap the cheeks. If that's her like standard of kind, there's a whole lot of kind brothers here on the coffee pod, right? She's like, yeah, another kind man just coming by, beat it down. This chick's nuts, bro.
And I would see him a lot more because we worked together. So we would take our lunches together and have sex then. And when I found out I was pregnant with my son, we were 100% sure it was my husband's, even though I was having an affair, because I don't know, I just always felt like I could sense when I got pregnant, which obviously isn't right, but I just felt it. So we were so sure. And then he came out looking like my boyfriend now. Spitting image. So there were some questions at the beginning there. But still, you have to be really sure about that to confront your wife. You know, you got to be real sure. So he didn't. People questioned what he looked like to him, and he just said no. And then with my daughter, she's Hispanic. So she came out a little more tan than the both of us. And just as she grew up, just kept that tan skin. And still, she looks so much like me. He was just like, yep, she looks like my wife. And now.
Yo, what's up with that? What's up with my man? And I'm talking about the ex-husband. Guys, sometimes you do have to listen to the people around you. You know what it is? And guys, you may not actually believe what I'm about to say. Some of you really are so involved in certain communities online that delve deeply into topics like this, you know, male, female nature. You hear people that drink coffee all the time. But the vast majority of men out there live in fairy tale land, where their wife, their woman can never. She doesn't even think like that. She's not like that, bro. What? From the back? She never lets me hit it from the back. She says she doesn't like it. She doesn't suck that thing or do those things. Every woman is capable. When I say that, I mean every woman who lacks discipline, just like every man, because you've been convinced that every man's a dog. But you are not believing that the same goes for women who have been sexually liberated and haven't put walls, lines that they won't cross. Now, of course, chicks like this is an extreme example of that. What I'm trying to say, it's like the video of the wife who's I think her husband asked her, like, could you cheat on me? And she says, yes, I could, but I won't because I don't put myself in certain situations, etc. But guys are out here living in a fairy tale. They're munching on those blue pills. They do not see the possibility of this may not be my kid. Because I believe that man actually believed that. He chose to believe that, regardless of what he saw. It sounded like a melanated baby popped out of this chick, and he looked at it and said, yep, that's mine. Be careful. Let's keep watching.
Oh, she looks like her dad, which is terrifying. But again, I love her crazy too. But
do you have regrets about anything you've done?
I wouldn't say regrets because I got my babies. So I definitely am not going to say that I regret it.
She's trying to avoid accountability. She's trying everything to avoid saying I was wrong.
If you are looking for a new hair dryer that isn't heavy and bulky like a lot of the ones on the market, you need to get the Digital Air Dryer by Conair. It's so...
With my FICO, I get easy access to credit reports, 24/7 monitoring, and alerts from my FICO score.
You can say I regret the decisions I made, even with having children. A lot of single mothers are this way. They don't even want to accept accountability because that would mean my daughter and them were a mistake. Maybe them in the way that they were brought into the world was a mistake. Doesn't mean that that child is a mistake itself. But could you have gone about it in a healthier way? Yes, you could have divorced your husband. What's worse than divorce? This is.
Wish I would have gone about it differently, maybe. Or maybe picked a second different baby daddy. I don't know. Because I didn't even want to. I didn't even think he was going to be my baby daddy. And here we are.
Oh, she's
3
crazy.
baby daddies and 2 kids is what I joke about. So yeah, it's been wild.
Emotionally, what is?
I'd say yeah.
I mean, you're putting other people through emotions that they never.
Yeah, my ex-husband's family cut him off once he decided to claim the children. They didn't like that, and they threatened to sue me with fraud because of what they had bought in the children. And then, I mean, of course,
His family knew.
I took away my ex-husband's whole life in one swift. Whoosh, you know, house, wife, kids. So I think the craziest part is just the guilt that I always feel, like every day.
Where
And if I think about it, I cry.
with no tears, by the way, with no tears.
And I've gotten called a lot of names. And I get it, I do. But it's like I've called myself those names more than anybody else has.
You're harder on yourself than everyone else.
Absolutely. And I mean, and my mom used to say, the people who love you. Like, they're not going to judge you. And I know that. I mean, everybody who loves me has been so supportive and so amazing, but I judge me.